Welcome to our day trip from Munich, another day trip. Today is going to be a great day. We are in Nuremberg, Germany, and then later today, I believe we're going to Rothenburg, Germany. Two great day trips, medieval looking castle town, old German style homes, the white, the brown, beautiful. So to start off in Nuremberg, we are here at the Handwerkerhof, a medieval style market tucked inside the old city walls of Nuremberg. So clearly this looks like a perfectly preserved village from the Middle Ages, but here's the twist. It was actually built in 1971. The goal was to recreate the feel of Nuremberg's historic artisan district, which had been mostly destroyed during World War II. But what makes this place special isn't just the old world charm, it's that craftsmanship here is 100% real. Every shop is run by a master artisan preserving century-old skills like glass blowing, leather working, and pewter crafting. The entire market sits in the middle of the Frauentor, or the Women's Gate, and the city walls, which weren't just built for decoration. These walls were once one of the most advanced fortifications in all of Europe. Back in the day, they didn't just protect the castles, they protected the craftsmen, merchants, and traders. These people were the backbone of Nuremberg's wealth. That's why markets like this were set inside of these fortifications. Goods were valuable, and so were the people making them. During medieval times, if you were a skilled craftsman in Nuremberg, you weren't just a worker, you were part of an elite guild, and your trade was heavily regulated to keep quality high and competition low.
Today, Handwerkerhof keeps that legacy alive. The market is lined with tiny half-timbered houses that look like they belong in a medieval storybook. But the craftsmanship inside is the real deal. You'll find handmade toys, pottery, glass, art, and even one of the best spots to grab traditional Nuremberg bratwurst. And if you're wondering why the beer here tastes different, it's because Nuremberg has been brewing beer with the same underground spring system for over 700 years. So what you're drinking has the same water source as the medieval brewers used. For more information about our day, our itinerary is right here. The three most exciting places that I have found today start with the St. Lorenzo Cathedral, which is going to be extremely gorgeous. And then right after that, we're going to be going to the Hofbräuhaus Market, which is an amazing outdoor market stall. And hopefully we can get the white sausage that we've been wanting to try, and also maybe a beer, because again, in the previous video, there's different beer with like the same water source in medieval times. So I feel like that would be really interesting to try. And also at the same time, there is a red beer here, which seems a little intriguing. So that would be maybe fun to try a little bit of it. And then right after that, later in the day, we are going to be checking out the Nuremberg Castle. St. Lorenz Church is one of Nuremberg's most iconic landmarks, towering over the city since construction began around 1250. Originally a three-aisled basilica, it evolved over time with its striking late Gothic hall choir added between 1439 and 1477. The church's two towers aren't exactly equal. The north tower stands taller at around 266 feet, while the south tower reaches only 258 feet. We wanted to be respectful and not speak loudly in the church, so we decided to come out here to talk about the tabernacle. So this is the tabernacle of St. Lorenz, an insane Gothic masterpiece by Adam Kraft from the late 1400s. At nearly 65 feet tall, it was sculpted from a single piece of sandstone. Look at the base. One of the figures is Kraft himself, forever holding up his own creation. The details here are next level. There's even a miniature Last Supper carved into it. Despite Nuremberg being bombed to ruins in World War II, this piece somehow survived, and the golden inscription reads Ecce Panis Angelorum, which means behold the bread of angels, marking it as a sacred vessel for the Eucharist.
Now we have ventured over to the city's main square, city center, heart of the city, Nuremberg's Hauptmarket. Almost everything here was rebuilt after World War II, but two of the most striking landmarks survived. The Schöner Brunnen fountain over here and the Frauenkirche right over there. Starting off, let's go back over here. So the Schöner Brunnen, which is right behind me, is a 60-foot Gothic fountain that looks more like a church spire than a fountain, and that's no accident. Built in the late 14th century, it was meant to symbolize the Holy Roman Empire's ideal political order, hence the 40 sculpted figures representing philosophers, churchmen, and emperors. The fountain you see today is actually a replica. The original, heavily weathered, was moved to a museum in 1902, but the real secret is that
there's a golden ring embedded in the wrought iron fence. Legend says if you spin it 3 times, your wish will come true. God, I hope my wish comes true.
We have now officially made it over to the Frauenkirche, or better known as the Church of Our Lady. This was built in the 14th century on the ruins of a synagogue after the city's Jewish population was massacred in 1349. It was commissioned by Emperor Charles IV and became a key site for imperial ceremonies. One of its coolest features is the Menlaufen clock. Every day at noon, mechanical figures come to life, reenacting the 1356 Golden Bull ceremony, when 7 electors of the Holy Roman Empire paid homage to the emperor. Most of this city's city center was completely reconstructed after World War II, but one good thing that will always remain here is the market square still hosts Nuremberg's world-famous Christkindl Market, a Christmas market dating back to the 1600s, drawing millions every December. If you ever travel to any type of like castle and you go to a souvenir shop, you will always see one of these crown pens. So know that they are not really special and you can get them anywhere you go, whether that may be a future travel, and you'll probably just lose it. I mean, it's just a pen, but I wanted it.
This is one of a kind. The Nuremberg Castle isn't just one big fortress, it's a maze of defensive structures, power symbols, and strategic strongholds. Looking at this map, you can see how everything was designed for ultimate defense. We are currently standing right here at number 6, and this is the Kaiserburg, or the Imperial Castle, right in the center, where the Holy Roman Emperor stayed when passing through. Now check out the Sinwall Tower, the tall, round one. It was the ultimate watchtower, giving guards a 360 view of any approaching threats. If you follow the walls, you'll spot the 5-cornered tower, which is right over here, and the Luxingling Tower, which is right here. Key lookout points built to monitor both enemies at one point, even the most powerful Nuremberg citizens themselves. And then here's the deep well, which plunges to over 160 feet. It was the castle's survival plan, ensuring water even during the long siege.
In the Nuremberg Castle, every Holy Roman Emperor from 1050 to 1571 stayed right here. not because they wanted to, but because Nuremberg's central location made it a political stronghold. Unlike most castles built purely for defense, this one was also a symbol of imperial wealth. That's where the red and white half-timbered architecture comes from. The bold red wooden beams and the white stone plaster weren't just for decoration, they signaled stability and prestige. In medieval Nuremberg, stone was expensive, and timber-framed buildings like these were a flex of the city's wealth. The castle mixed fortified stone walls for protection with luxurious timber sections to showcase power. Despite this castle's absolute beauty, it was still a strong defensive force. The deep well inside ensured survival during sieges, as Sophia said, and at one point, elite mercenary soldiers were stationed right here. Unlike the Handwerkerhof craftsmen's quarter near the city walls that we saw earlier, where merchants relied on Nuremberg's general fortification, this castle had its own dedicated military presence. Even though much of it was sadly destroyed in World War II bombings, the restoration here was insane, rebuilding it stone by stone to match its medieval might. Today, wandering the castle grounds gives you a glimpse of what emperors, knights, and mercenaries once saw. A fortress built to rule, impress, and withstand the test of time. We have been on a hunt for this rare white sausage. Everyone in the comments is probably gonna say it's not rare, but to us, a white sausage just seems really intriguing. So Sophia has been on the hunt for it. We've looked for it in Munich. It was all sold out. We finally tracked it down. Lucky enough, we're in Café Fatal. Apparently, #1 white sausage in the whole city. It comes with pretzels. It came with a beer. They also serve like espressos here with cigarettes. They have Sunday brunches. It's just like a really nice, like relaxing, like Sunday. It's like the yellow. There's, pillows, there's outdoor seating. It seems like it's all locals here. It seems like a super slow, perfect environment. Really happy to be here. This white sausage, hopefully, is amazing. I don't know too much about it, so I'll let Sophia speak on that, but she's the one who found it, so I will give all the credit to her. Check it out.
I finally am able to eat the sausage that I've been really wanting to try. It is called Weisswurst, which is Bavaria's white sausage, and it's unlike any other sausage that you'll find in Germany. It's traditionally made fresh each morning and is a mix of finely minced veal and pork back bacon, seasoned with parsley, lemon, mace, onions, and a touch of cardamom. What makes it unique is not just its delicate, mild flavor, but the way it's eaten. The traditional way to eat this white sausage is by tussenen, or sucking the meat out of the casing, or you can just slice it open and eat the meat from the casing as well. It's also traditionally served with a pretzel, sweet mustard, and a wheat beer, which we have over there. It's pretty delicious. So let me show you how to do that. All right, so this is my first bite. I'm actually pretty excited for this, so let's go. Those are really good. Maybe one of the best because it's super soft and it's not crunchy. This is really good. I really like it a lot. It's a little lemony, a little meaty, maybe a little bit peppery, but
this is absolutely amazing. Was it life-changing? Maybe. Is it spectacular? Yeah. Probably the best sausage I've ever had. I honestly like when sausages are crispy and they have like the, you know, burn marks on the outside and I can actually like crunch into it, but I would still choose the flavor of this one any day.
Yeah.
And it's white. I mean,
yeah, it's super unique.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's not just the casing that's white, it's the whole thing. Yeah, a little peppery. It's kind of like regular sausage taste-wise, but just a little softer, a little more peppery. Yeah, we'll just push that to the side.
Every Sunday you would catch me there.
Yeah, it's like pretty reasonably priced and everything seemed good on the menu, so.
Yeah, there was a lot of options. Even just like the buffet every Sunday, like that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But one cool fact about the white sausage is that the reason it's meant to eat before noon is because before refrigeration, fresh sausages would spoil quickly, so the rule stuck. Even today, locals follow the tradition, making the Wurst a true taste of old Bavaria. However, it is currently 3 p.m., so I think that place cares a little bit more about than the tradition. However, still really good.
Queen bean.
Little recap, I just had a very intense, no, very underwhelming 1v1, some random guy at the park. I saw somebody finally shooting a basketball and I had to get in the action. It's been probably 5 months since I played. I mean, obviously, none of you really know me besides my family and stuff, but obviously I completely miss basketball so much. It was so weird. I didn't even get a single shot up. No excuses. I lost, by the way. It was about 11-9, I believe. And yeah, so I suck.
No joke, Jackson clutched 6 of these. You don't even understand like how big these are. 6 chicken burritos. We also have like a really tasty water. Should be pretty healthy, but dude. We're gonna be eating for days with this.